Hello. Today in this session, we're going to talk about budgeting and planning for your financial future. What is a budget? Budget is a scary word for many people. It can be intimidating to set a budget and try to stick with it. What do you think of when you hear the word budget? Why do you think it is important to set a budget? Why is it so hard to budget? Before we can develop a budget, we need to understand what a budget is. The definition of a budget is an estimate of income and expenditures for a set period of time. Where do I start in developing a budget? You may ask yourself, where do I start? When budgeting, you want to begin by setting your financial goals. Make sure that you are specific when you're setting your goals. Consider if there are things that you want to save up for when you are developing your goals. Do you want to go to college? How are you going to pay for college? Do you need to buy a car? What expenses go along with owning a car? How much will insurance be? Are you prepared to pay for car repairs? How much will you need for gas? When you set your financial goals, separate them into what are wants and what are needs, and prioritize them. For example, you may want the latest pair of sneakers, but you have a hole in the non-slip shoes that you have to wear for work. Which pair of shoes is a want and which is a need? Which pair of shoes would be a higher priority to purchase? There is a lot of information that you need to gather when making a budget. To get the information that you need to ask yourself, what is my income and what are my current expenses? Some things to collect to help you in preparing your budget are your pay stubs for at least a month, especially if your income is not the same from week to week. Your bank statements, which will show a history of your deposits and withdrawals. Any credit card statements that you may have, and any other bills, such as a cell phone bill. Let's talk about putting all the information that you have gathered into one budget. Once you have gathered up all of your income and expense information, you will want to put it all together. You can do so by creating a spreadsheet that specifically addresses your needs or by utilizing some type of worksheet. You can use a worksheet such as this one provided by the American Consumer Credit Council as a guide. The web address to get this worksheet is on your screen. After you are finished, you will be able to see if you have extra money left at the end of the month or if you are out of money. You may need to make some adjustments. If you have a deficit or your total is negative and adjustments are necessary, you will need to determine what is important and what is not important. Think about what your priorities are. Ask yourself if you can spend less on anything. If you have set savings goals, reevaluate them, adjust them if possible. You may need to give yourself more time to save for something. You may find that you have a surplus or a little extra at the end of the month. This is not an opportunity to go find something to spend it on. Consider putting it into a savings account for unplanned expenses in the future. If you are able to save money, make sure you are being smart and putting it into an account where it will be safe and you will not be paying unnecessary fees. Credit unions are nonprofit financial institutions that are owned by the member and typically do not charge the fees that many banks do. Now that you know the basics, go give it a try. You can use it to work towards a positive financial future. This presentation comes from Sun Federal Credit Union. In the spirit of people caring about people, Sun Federal's mission is to improve the quality of life for each member through a personal and professional service relationship that results in members for a lifetime.